Hi, welcome. My name's Gina and I am the Knitting Hippie Chick here on YouTube. This is episode 7 of my knitting podcast where I like to talk about what I've made, what I'm working on, what I want to make, what I bought. But today I had a few new viewers and I want to touch base a little on what brought me to knitting. I was a knitter. But in 2021, I was diagnosed with stage 2 pancreatic cancer. It was 2 days before my 35th wedding anniversary. I had a Whipple procedure, 6 months of chemo. March 2022, I was given the clear, no more cancer, I'm good. With follow-ups, we found a growth in my lung. September 2025, I was diagnosed with non-small cell lung cancer on my left upper lobe. November, it was removed, and I am once again cancer-free. But because of the pancreatic cancer, I found I had serious neuropathy in my hands and feet. I was a knitter, not a garment knitter, but I like to knit, and I needed to do something with my fingers to get them going. So I started knitting again. And I just went from a size 8 knitting needle and cotton yarn, making washcloths or trying to. I just would practice and then rip it out because they didn't look good. I wanted a tighter knit. Anyhow, that's where I went. That brought me to wanting to knit garments, because I always liked the look and stuff. And where I live, and I'm a retired female living in central Pennsylvania, just me and my husband. He has his thing, I have mine. It's knitting. I love to knit, but I don't have anyone to talk to about it. I talk to Master Guns and he just kind of glazes over. And I have 4 daughters and I have 4 granddaughters. Once again, for those of you that might be new to my channel, and I like to knit for them. I've knitted many sweaters, and I'll be showing some things today that I'm knitting for one of my granddaughters. Not her personally, unless she wants one. She is more than welcome to it, but for a good cause. But I think we're going to start right there. Did I tell you it's a real hot day here in Central Penn? Chemo mouth, chemo everything. Just I'll get through it. I lost my train of thought. We're gonna get right to business. How about that? What I'm wearing, just a little, a little cotton dress. I love it. I might have gotten it from Walmart, Target. I'm not sure, but I love to wear it. It's that one dress that I wear every summer, and when spring comes and I start wearing it and it's a little tight under the arms and everything, then I know, Gina, you got to cut back on those sweets. Yeah, because swimsuit weather is coming. Oh, I leave tomorrow. I'm filming this, recording this on Monday, May 18th. Happy birthday, big sister. 72. Ooh, I gave your age away. But happy birthday. That's the sister that's had 2 kinds of cancers also. She had breast cancer and she had endometriotic cancer. And like I said, she's 72 today, so we know she beat both of those. But it's all with the follow-ups, things like that. Little signs. You got to read the signs. They help. But the dress, just a cotton dress on this hot, hot day in central Pennsylvania, where I could have worn one of my spring tops, but because I'm leaving tomorrow for a vacation with my sister and her husband and my husband, I wanted to save my nice knits for vacation. So I just put on this for today. You can get me as I am, but I turned the fan down. My hair was whooping in the wind. So, okay. I haven't finished anything, but I was very, very, very close. I actually finished it, and I wasn't happy with the button band, so I ripped it out and redid it, and then things happened at the collar. But anyway, the one I'm talking about is the Elwood. It is a cardigan that I'm making for daughter number 3, one of her friends, and they're having a little boy. And this is a picture of what it looks like as a solid done up, but I've seen many knit up in, I didn't want to do that, in stripes. Here's a picture. I thought I had a picture of the page with the stuff on it, but I don't. Anyhow, that is what I'm going to show next. This is ready to be bound off. All I have to do is bind off the collar. It's waiting. But here it is. The Elwood. Isn't that precious? I don't know if this is going to work. I feel like a fool. But here we go. It has the rolled collar, like a professor or just a grandpa. And it has the 2x2 ribbing around the collar. It has short rows. It has a garter stitch button band. And this is what I had taken back because they were hanging down much lower than I wanted them to go. So we redid that, and I like it much better. Here's a sample of the button that we picked to go on it. I think it goes rather well. I had those in my stash, and this is kept in my bag by Stitched by Mrs. D, who is over in the UK and has her own YouTube channel, Stitched by Mrs. D. But she said she is Stitched by Mrs. D everywhere except on Facebook. That's somebody else. The yarn I used for the Elwood is Lion Brand's Heartland. And it feels real good. It has that polyester, but what you're going to do for new moms, you want it to be washable and durable, dryable. It is in the color Grand Canyon. I like it. I really like it. So this will be done, and by next episode, it might already be gifted to my daughter. I don't know. We'll see, because I don't see her a whole lot. I mean, she only lives like an hour away, but you know, young, independent people today, they just are living their lives, aren't they? Okay, that is whip number 1. Whip number 2. Let's do Farmer's Daughter Fibers, my sock squad. This is, why I have it set to that page, I don't understand, because we're not on that month. This is May for 2026. It was the color green. The color is called New Leaf in Bighorn Sock. And that's the information. As you can see by my scribble on there, I cast that on Friday the 1st of May. I am doing the pattern Tits Up by Nancy Wheeler, also known as Knit Sip Happy, here on YouTube. Check her out. I'm going to be much better. After I'm done with all this, I'm going to have a little chat with you to explain last episode and kind of how things went. That one, if you stuck through, I don't know if you made it all the way to the end, but if you did, it ended rather weird. I tried editing. I'm not good at it. I'm not. Master Gun said he would edit if I need it, but I'm going to try to keep this going so it doesn't need to be edited. Where are we at? I can't see. My eyes are so... Let's back up. I can't tell where we're at. It doesn't matter, right? Let's move on. So when last time I think I just showed you the cuff, I hadn't started the pattern yet. Well, I have. As you all know, okay, these are in my bag by World on a String Designs. This is the one with the ice cream cones with the balls of yarn and then the waffle cone base. Sprinkles on the inside, drawstring handle, and it comes with beaner so that you can put stitch markers on, and it came with the cherries, but I used those progress keepers and I don't remember what I did with it. They're gone. So okay, I have, since I work my socks in tandem, so when I go to wind up my yarn, I break them off into two 50 grams. I will wind it all the way up into one ball, and then I take that ball and I rewind it, then I put it in a bowl or with a scale, and I measure off 50 grams, cut, and then measure off another 50 grams, cut. Sometimes I get lazy and do it right on the Swift and just sit there and think, stop, look, does it look about, no, we'll go a little bit more, and then you cut, and then you take it off and you weigh it to see, am I close? Sometimes it's 40, sometimes it's closer, I try. But anyhow, this is the first one. I'm not real good. It doesn't look super wonderful, but there you go. You see it? There's the pattern. This is Tits Up by Nancy Wheeler. We'll put it that way. I don't know if you can, they're not the best tits. They're not all perky, but then neither are mine. Let's know. So that's where I am. I am ready to start the heel on this one. I started the heel on that one. I always love when you slip and you get that neat little pattern like that slip stitch. I like that. But yeah, and then there was the other. So I have 2 socks. I will be traveling, sitting in the car, princess passenger, and I'm going to be knitting. So these may be done. I'm seriously thinking of going to every other week instead of recording every week. I overwhelmed myself. I think I got myself burned out. I got sick. I just am running out of things to say or talk about. And I think I can accomplish a lot more in 2 weeks than in just the 1 week and be a little more put together. What do you think? Yeah, I think so too. This is a mess. The joys of working with multiple balls of yarn, but wanting to stay untwisted, which this really isn't working out. Oh, what fell? All right, there we go. And they're all gonna go in the bag and get twisted up all over again, right? So that is Tits Up. Oh my gosh. Tits Up by Nancy Wheeler. There you go. Hers are pink, mine are green. And I'm doing it just like her. Except mine, like I said, are green. Alrighty. And then we are on to Edward the Sloth. I had mentioned in the previous episodes that for my granddaughters, for their birthdays this year, I wanted to make them each an animal out of the knitted animal friends, the wild one and the regular one. And granddaughter number 4 has the next birthday. So she picked Edward the Sloth. That's what she wants, so that's who she's gonna get. Last time I showed it, I had started the 3 color work on the head, and I finished the head and I stuffed it, and my stitches are really loose. But let's talk a little bit more about this. The book is Knitted Wild Animal Friends by Louise Crowther. It is so neat. The animals are all different, but the clothes mix and match. All the animals are the same size as long as you have gauge, but your gauge should, if your animal comes out 10 inches, then your clothing might come out the same size and fit that 10-inch stuffy, we would hope. We'll see. I'm giving it a try. But I'm doing it in the for the called for yarns, which are Scapies. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Scapies yarn. Scapies. It's like that. That's what I got. And these are the colors that I'm working with for the sloth. For his head uses all of them. All the rest of his body is just one color. So I did one head, and we're gonna see. I'm gonna work on the body, get used to, I might, no, because if I need to work with a smaller needle to get a tension I like, then I need to wait to make the rest of the body, because it all needs to be in the same, correct? Yeah, I have to do the other head if I want another one. So, all right, here's Edward the Sloth. What do you think? How's he look? He doesn't have his eyeballs yet or his nose. And there's a side view. And you can see it's not perfect. I want you to look in close. See right here? And here. And right across here. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. Yeah. The more I look at it through the camera, the more I'm not happy. I love it. I do like him. I like him. I just need to work on my technique, my stitching. I carried those yarns over. What's the word? Where you have little bobbins. And I carried, and I don't want to. I should just do regular stranded color work, I think. So that's where we are with Edward the Sloth. He has a head. I mean, he looks like a sloth, don't you think? And there he goes. Alrighty. Okay. That, you know what? I've had dates for everything. Well, no. The sweater, the Elwood, I cast that on April 30th. So that'll be done before May 30th. So less than a month to get that done. Then I cast on, that's what I'm going to talk about next. I was talking about this in my last episode. I'm sure I mentioned what I want to make next, and it is the Sailor Swift top by Kutavakika or Veronica Lindbergh. She's on YouTube also, and she has 2 books. I love her style, and I knitted her stripe hype, and I knitted this for my youngest daughter last year for her birthday in those exact colors. I had to laugh to myself. I just watched Jeff from Boston. I can't think of his YouTube channel. I will put it down below. But just today I watched his most recent video. He did Knits and Giggles, and he was talking about knit or knitted, and he didn't think knitted was a word, but apparently is a word. And I thought, that makes my ears hurt. Why do people say it? And I just caught myself saying it. So that's why if you saw me do a stupid grin, I was laughing to myself. Personal joke. All right, so it is the Sailor Swift top by Knittinghippiechick. Like I said, I made it in the slate gray and off-white for my youngest daughter last year for her birthday. I did it in Mojave by Kelborn Woolens. I'm keeping the project in a bag by Twice Sheared Sheep. I love it with the little glowworms and the strawberries and the hearts, and oh my god. And I like the bottoms because I like to knit outside, and I set it on the concrete, and sometimes it's a little damp, and this stops it from soaking up. But I am doing it in Kelborn Woolens Mojave, white and blue. I think it's true blue. You know what? It's going to say in my book. I think I wrote it. No, it just says white and blue. Okay, it's white and blue. There's the blue, and there's the white. And that looks just about what it should look like with the light I have. It is so hot out there. The sun was too bright. I hadn't cast this on the last time I talked to you. I want to wear it. And you can't wear it if it's not made, right? So here we are. There's my Sailor Swift top. I separated for the sleeves. I have about, what, 3-4 stripes in? Yeah, I think I'm ready to, I'm ready to add the blue. There we go. It's a racer back style. I like it. I like it. I think this goes wide enough that it doesn't, because it will get, oh, I just covered my microphone. It will get I-cord collar around the collar, the arms, and the waist. And that's where I am with that. I want it. If I want it, I'm going to knit it. All right, what's next? Ooh, another new cast on. It is a scarf. I combined 2 scarves. I had wanted to do I'm disappearing. The Yuletide scarf by Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears, because I like, trying to zoom in so you can see what it looks like. I like the stripes, and then it has fringe. Now that's made with an advent, which means each of those sections are going to be, there's 24 of them with the stripe in between. I don't have 24 minis, but I'm going to try to scrounge some up. They're in a rainbow, so I don't know if I'm going to try a whole nother, I don't know. Or I'm going to try to get those yarns and locate, because I know who they're from. I am doing, okay, so I wanted to do the Yuletide scarf. That's a DK pattern. I didn't want to do it in DK. I didn't want to hold them double. I wanted it thinner and drapier, longer. So I found Nitty Natty is doing a scarf right now with her advents, and she's doing the Advent scarf, which is a free pattern on Ravelry by Emma Carter. So I took the numbers, because this is a fingering pattern. I took her numbers, but I'm doing the colors of the Yuletide scarf with the striping and stuff. So that's where we are with that. I cast that on. Okay, the Sailor Swift top I cast on April 7th. So we'll see. That was cast on April 7th, right before Mother's Day. Yeah, I probably sat on Mother's Day. I think I did. Master Gun's like, what do you want to do? I want to sit at home and knit. I had it. No, I didn't. Okay, this, the Advent scarf / Yuletide scarf, I cast on the 15th of this month, May 15th. I started that. I'm doing it with 4mm needles, which were probably called 4 needles. The yarn is some of the yarn that I got from, was it Yarn Centric or Maryland Sheep and Wool? I think it was Yarn Centric I got it at. I think I did more shopping of yarn. Of yarn. Did you see that? I did more shopping of yarn at Yarn Centric and fiber at Maryland Sheep and Wool. And that's what I did. Okay, so we are going to show. This is the yarn. This is this one that I got at Yarn Centric. It is Cedar Closet Yarns. Illuminate your knitting with a neon rainbow of colors. It's fingering weight, full skein with this. Mini skein, 20 grams, 92 yards. But what else would a hippie chick buy than that? And previously, I had been drawn to this yarn by Sheepyshire. I got this at a yarn shop in Bethlehem. When I was down in Allentown, I went to it. And it's the collection. Like, voila, huzzah, eureka, ta-da. You know, you get it? And that's by Sheepyshire. Hers are also 92 yards per 20 grams. So I thought I would do with this is also from Sheepyshire. Okay, it's a nice gray. But where's it at? I gotta locate it. Where is it? I don't have it with me. That's funny. No, it's not. It's not there. It's not there. I don't have it. Well, you'll just have to see that next time because it's probably downstairs and I don't want to go running downstairs to get it. I could have sworn. No, I have it. I found it. It was in another bag with another project that I was talking about earlier that I'm going to discuss. But here, I am starting with purples or pinks. It was the first color, I think. And this is where we are. It was started with the when you're doing a toe-up sock, Judy's Magic Cast On. Judy's Magic Cast On. That one, yeah. And so it's double. Everyone's asking me, am I knitting a hat? No, I'm knitting a scarf. So that was the first color. And this was next. I did my stripe with the slate gray. And then this, see, I got my little, you see what it says? Yay again. And that's me, just a bunch of things. And that's the color. So that's where we are. I cast that on. So I've worked on that. My homespun. I have my own homespun, and I was looking through trying to think, what can I make? So I found this pattern. It is called the Vanilla Bandana. I just put in, I believe I have a worsted weight yarn, and I have a roughly 120 yards. It's really artistic yarn. Here it is, all balled up. It looks pretty good from a distance, right? And this is what I've got so far. And the bottom, yeah, I believe this is the front. It's really hard to, little stitchy stopper, you know, stitch markers, so you know what you're doing. My little dumpling progress keeper, it's showing what's the front and what's the back, and I think that's the front. It has some eyelets, it's lacy. Can you see that a little better? I don't know. All right, I'm dabbing. I don't know. That's where I got on that. I worked on that a little last week. I didn't feel too good. But that's another new cast on. And then I have one more. I have 4 granddaughters, and when one of them needs something, Nana helps out. I got a text message from my oldest daughter asking if I can knit or crochet something for a fundraiser that a club that my daughter number 3 belongs to. She's the rainbow baby. She was born after my grandson had passed away. So she's just got a good heart. So in my clover bag that I picked up when I was at Yarn Centric, you know, I really wish they'd find those, but they don't. I thought, you know what? I haven't crocheted. I have blankets, but it's getting hot. And I don't want to hold hot things on my lap in the summertime. So how about a bookmark? A bookworm bookmark. Aren't they the cutest things with those eyes? Now notice hers look like sperm. I'm sorry, with those long tails, and they just stop. This is a free pattern by Barbara Svachak, S-V-A-C-H-A-C-K-C-H, yeah, C-H-A-K, Barbara. It's very easy pattern. It's the greatest. I love it. So yesterday morning, I sat and thought, you know what? I'm gonna gather up some yarn. I went through a bunch of worsted weight yarn. It's a pattern for worsted weight. And I pulled out these acrylics, knit picks. 2 are Mighty Stitch worsted weight. One is bubblegum. These are 80% acrylic and 20% superwash wool. Machine wash cold, tumble dry low. And then the orange one, Satsuma, is also in those colors. And then I had some Brava, which is a worsted weight, to 118 yards per 100 grams. So it has about 10 more yards. This one is 100% premium acrylic. I have that. And then I went through my DKs or worsted weight where I made things, and I found this army green, and I found this tealy bluish green, and their school is blue and white, so I found a really awesome navy blue that I like. These are Malabrigo Rios, one of a kinds. I did a whole bunch of surprise me things with they're out of Reno, Nevada. I can't think of them. They're out of Reno, Nevada, and they had Jimmy Bean's wool. Yeah, I got them from there. And that's the blue one and the green one. This one is not. This is something different, but it doesn't matter because we're making bookworm bookmarkers. Let me show you what I got done. Like I said, I just started them yesterday. I sat for maybe 2 hours and I got 3 worms done. They remind me of something out of the Muppets, don't they? But here they are. Now mine have pom-poms. Yeah. So it's a nice size bookmark. Here, let me show you how it works. He's really cool. He just hangs there, his tail, and you got a bookmark. And they stretch, so you can get some distance out of them. But yeah, I'm going to make a whole bunch of those up for you, sweetheart. And then if there's any you like, you may pick. But here's the navy, the blue one. And they're just googly eyes glued on with white school glue. That's all it is. I had such a good time with them. And I had to use, I was making my pom-poms, and I had the clover. I had them in all the sizes. I bought them one day, and I'm looking at it, trying to remember, how the heck do you do that? So I had to YouTube it, but one quick thing, it's like, yeah, I remember that. So that's where we stand with that. Just a quick touch base with you, because I was diagnosed with cancer. We keep a close eye on my health, and I don't always feel perfect. I am cancer-free right now, which is great. And because of that, I am a vet and I am 100% disabled, so the VA is my medical. And as long as I am cancer-free, it is not detrimental. I can go to the nearest VA, which is 52 minutes to my house, as long as it's less than an hour. I'm about 52 to 56 minutes away. So because I am cancer-free, I'm good. It's just maintenance. I have to drive to Lebanon. Being at the hospital, there's a lot of old men, women, a lot of old men, and they're sick. And I must have caught something. So I woke up Tuesday not feeling the best. Thank goodness I didn't have to get my granddaughter on the bus. My granddaughter had a dental appointment, so my daughter was putting her on the bus. I didn't have to do it, which was good because I slept in, and when I woke up, I didn't feel too good. And as the day progressed, I did the usual vomits and just didn't feel good, didn't eat, just slept. And I put Law and Order on the TV on stream, and I just watched Law and Order because that's what I do. I didn't knit. I did not knit, which is amazing. I got as much done as I did, considering I didn't knit while I was sick. But I'm feeling better. We went Wednesday. I should have done the granddaughter on the bus, but because I felt the way I did, Master Guns went down and got her on. I was feeling better, but I didn't want to push myself because Thursday, Master Guns and I were doing the run to Staten Island to get our oldest granddaughter from college, which I did not want to miss. And I didn't want Master Guns driving there by himself. And luckily, I felt better. The weather was good. We had a really nice drive. We had a great visit with her. And then my daughter and the other two granddaughters came down to us because they're north of us right now. And we met and we ate out at a wonderful Mexican restaurant, Plaza Azteca. We love it. And had a good time. And then they went home and we went home. And on Monday, the reason I had to go to the VA, like I said, it was to see my oncologist. And while I was there, he decided to do blood work and ordered a CAT scan so we can see what's going on. Friday was my CAT scan. And with Thursday, us running to New York and everything, I just didn't have the time or energy to want to videotape an episode. So they're coming a little slower. This is episode 7. If you liked it, I really would appreciate if you like, subscribe maybe, follow me around, see if I get better, see what I'm working on. I'm going to throw some crochet in. As you saw in my haul from Maryland Sheep and Wool, I did get felting, picture felting for like scenery. I got one of those that I want to work on, that I would love to share. And I'm hoping with going every other week, I could really pump out more product for you and quality viewing. I don't know. But if you liked it, like I asked, please like and subscribe. Maybe hype if you're on your phone. I don't know if you could do it on any other way. Let's chit chat. What are you working on? Are you doing any summer knits? It's the hottest day so far this summer in central Pennsylvania. We're supposed to hit a real feel of 101 degrees, and I'm knitting a scarf because you know what? It may take me till October, November to get the scarf done, and then it'll be done and I'll have a new scarf. I wish I'd have started on my Sailor Swift top sooner. Although I got my prospect tee. I already got one tee. I guess calm down, Gina. Take your time. It's supposed to be slow making, right? And I'm in a little bit of a hurry. But I believe, according to this mess at my feet, I covered everything. So on that note, I'm going to end this, and hopefully I will see you in 2 weeks' time. But who knows? Maybe y'all have had a lot done in the next week coming while I'm on vacation, and I'll want to share it with you. So if so, take care, keep on knitting, and enjoy every stitch because it is worth it. Bye.